All right, guys, this is Growfold with another big box store plant shopping video. I know I've been visiting a lot of Lowe's lately, and today I'm going to see if I can actually rescue a clearance plant. Every blog I've talked about like unhealthy plants that end up going to clearance, that end up not getting bought, that end up just going in the trash. So today we're going to go check this Lowe's right off of Preston in Plano to see if we have anything. So as you can see, this one has like a full room. It's almost like a greenhouse, the way it's separated from like the main store. So we have a lot of cute looking plants here. We have a ZZ plant. The plants actually look very healthy. Like, look at this right here. We have some pretty anthuriums right here. I always like this one. It has like the black blooms. I used to have one, but I ended up just killing it just because I overwatered it. I tend to overwater my plants, so I'm really trying to like not do that this time around as I grow my collection. But yeah, this one is really beautiful. Like, look at all of these orchids. So, you know, we looked at another big box store the other day, and that one didn't have as many healthy plants, but look at these orchids. I will tell you, orchids seem to be an underrated plant. Like, I don't see a lot of like plant YouTubers, plant bloggers really blogging about having an orchid in their collection. If I had more space in my house, I definitely would, and I would definitely include a waling waling, which is a Vanda orchid from the Philippines. It's one of the national flowers of the Philippines, and that's where I'm from originally. But even with this afternoon light, it just illuminates all of these beautiful blooms at Lowe's. I just like going to big box stores to look at the plants. Like, look at this. I am just going to go pan in on the details of these absolutely stunning flowers. And then next we have the Dieffenbachia. I always tell you that Dieffenbachia are similar to Aglaonema, but they are just more finicky. They end up getting spider mites and they need a lot more light. We have some hanging baskets here, but I really like the setup of this Lowe's. It's literally its own little section for plants, so it's almost like a greenhouse. We have some more palms right over here, and then we always have these like bromelia. This one's actually a pretty cool one. It has some like cool like zebra looking stuff, and then this one is an interesting little setup. We have a bromeliad, and I want to call it an enjoy. It doesn't have a lot of speckling like in pearls of jade pothos, but it could be pearls of jade because I haven't seen a lot of like pothos enjoy in big box stores as of late, or just in plant nurseries in general. But this is really cool. I love crotons too, but the thing is, are crotons really houseplants, or are they really meant to be outside? If you know, please leave that in the comments. But I'm seeing a lot of crotons as well, and I know that they require a lot of light, almost like direct sunlight. We have some ginseng ficus bonsai here. These ones are really cool too. I always like to look at these water propagations. I am so tempted to get this particular calathea. Look at how pretty that is. I love the purple, and these have some really strong developed water roots. So, you know, I don't know if I want to spend $14 though on a water propagation that I can produce myself, but I think this is really cool. Now, these are plants I never really see in clearance. I guess water roots just, you know, water propagated plants don't end up in clearance. They most likely hold on to their health a little bit better. At least all of the big box stores I've seen so far, I don't see that in clearance. But I really like the lighting here. And then they have several 3.5-inch self-watering wick plants, typical Lowe's. It's just typical, you know, Cosafar Exotic Angels line. I like this plant right here. Pretty cool looking one right here. Some kind of Aurelia. And can you guys see this like lighting? It's absolutely stunning. And we have some more Dracaena in water. That's pretty cool too. I like the concept. I just don't want to spend that much money. And then you can see there's all these hanging baskets. I really am curious if there are a lot of people who are into hanging basket plants. Like, what does the care look like for you? And then we are going to look at some more plants right here. And this one, I'm telling you, I've been looking at this variegated Aurelia for a while. I just don't want to pay full price for it. But I think it's, a pretty plant, and I would be curious to see what it looks like. And then the Croton Gold Star, that's a really cool one too. I love like the speckling of the Croton. I'm just afraid about taking any more Crotons. I mean, I just imported a Croton from Indonesia, and it is dropping leaves. And look, that's another Hydra helix, ivy. And then we have some Bromelia coquedamas. Those are really cool too. I'm telling you, there are a lot of bromeliads. This is a really cool regular cordatum. That's pretty nice. It's a Lowe's exclusive. But, going back to bromeliads, it just seems like there is a lot of bromeliads in big box stores. I don't know if there's a high demand for it. And this is a really cool cordyline plant. We have some beautiful Monstera deliciosa. And I love that the afternoon light is just hitting it and just giving the best kind of like lighting for the plants. We have some Ficus bonsai here. And then this is a really cool syngonium. This one actually caught my eye. It has like this like bronze look about it. If I was in the hunt for some syngoniums, I would actually pay full price for it, but I think I can get a better price for it somewhere. I don't know the plant ID for that, so if you guys know, please let me know about that syngonium. And then let's see, this afternoon light is amazing. Like I probably just need to go do some, plant shopping in the afternoon. But look at this, another purple waffle plant. Like I want to pick it up, but I feel like I'm going to end up killing it. But look at the purple tones of the leaves. That's absolutely stunning. These plants that I see often when I go big box plant shopping just makes me want to pick them up and grab them. Like this one's a pretty cool Dieffenbachia. I'm just not going to do Dieffenbachia. I've had some before. They're just difficult to grow. Like they look great. They're like calatheas. They look great in the plant nursery or big box store. Get about 2 weeks and then they end up just dying. But look at this awesome begonia right here. This hanging basket begonia. Wow, that's a nice full lush plant. I'm curious to see if somebody's actually going to pick this up or is it going to end up in clearance. I do notice that most hanging plants in big box stores, at least Lowe's, tend to sell. I never really see them in the clearance section, so that's pretty cool. And then we have some ZZ plants right over here. Coastal Farms has released this plant already, but I haven't seen a lot of it. What else do we have here? We have some more Baltic blue epipremnum. We have another, oh wait, I'm gonna reach out to this. Look at this really cool croton. Like it has like a flaming, like fiery look at the very top of the leaves, and on the bottom it has like green. Like I would pick this up if I could grow a croton indoors. Like the one that I imported from Indonesia is already kind of losing its leaves, but I think they just get stressed. Like they really need a lot of light, but that's something I might come back to. Like I just don't want to spend a lot of money, but I will tell you, if you see a plant that you like, you need to buy it because it may not be there the next day. And I kind of learned my lesson with that with the Monstera Thai constellation. That's going to be another future video. But look at the veining of this Photonia. That's amazing. And then we have Calathea. You know, Calathea are very deceiving in a sense that they look like beautiful plants, but if you don't give them the right care, they end up looking very distraught and unhealthy within like 2 weeks. So like this Calathea dotty is beautiful. I see that often at, Lowe's especially. And then we have some big Majesty palms. Now I'm curious to see if like plant collectors buy this for their plant collections, or is it really just like for somebody who's like in interior design and just wants like a big palm tree in their home. But I want to go revisit these hanging baskets and just look at that. That's another beautiful marble queen pothos. I just want to pan around and look at how lush and healthy this particular Lowe's has. So when you go big box plant shopping, it really depends on the plant, the way the plants are kept by the store. It looks like this one is actually taken care of, even with the alocasia. And then you can see the aglaonema, red siam, they're all healthy. So that kind of dictates the entire plant nursery and what your plant is going to look like in the big box store. And then there's this Homolamena, I think I pronounced it right, Shelby, and that's beautiful too. I meant to pick that up at another Lowe's store, but it ended up getting sold. So like I'm out of the Homolamena. But let's look at this. I didn't realize that there is a clearance section here, and dun dun dun, these are the plants that are screaming for help. Like this is what crotons look like when they don't get sold and they don't have it. They just lose all their leaves. And then look at all of these plants. Look at these waffle plants right here. You saw the purple one. This one's only for $2, but I think it's too far in for me to really rehab. I mean, I could, but that's just going to take a little bit more effort. And look, a Hydra helix. You already know that ivy plant has some spider mites. And then look, I was just talking about that variegated Aurelia, and look at this. This one is the one that's looking for help. It's only $1, so I'm going to actually rescue this plant. It's only $1, and we saw the one for full price. I think it was like $5.98 or something like that, but this one I think I can salvage. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to do to try to rescue this plant, but for $1 I'm going to go ahead and risk taking some pests into my collection. Obviously I'm going to do things to make sure that it is taken care of. So here's what I'm doing. I took most of the soil out. You can see that there's not that many roots to start off with this plant. I am going to go ahead and spray it down with a lot of insecticidal soap. This is the organic brand, so I'm not trying to inhale a bunch of chemicals and whatnot, but I'm going to spray it down with insecticidal soap to see if I can kill as many of the pests as possible. And then I'm going to pot it up in my chunky mix right over here. It's potted up, so there's new soil. I'm going to go ahead and spray it again with some insecticidal soap. I went ahead and put some systemic granules with some pesticide to kill any potential pest. And I'm going to go ahead and spray it with We the Wild neem oil Protect. And then I'm going to water this with some Super Thrive water, just so it can kind of acclimate the overly stressed plant. And this is what it looks like to rescue a plant. It is now in a nice planter. It's going to be in some under a grow light, and I'll be monitoring this very closely to see if I can get some new growth. If you guys like this big box plant shopping video and just my rescue today, Please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Grow Folds. I am growing my community very quickly, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to go watch these big box videos. And then now you see that I have rescued an entire plant. So I will give you guys updates on what this is going to look like. I think the measure of success is when I start seeing new growth from this plant to see if I've actually rescued it. But look at this. I have it in a nice modern planter. It looks to be happy. We're gonna see what this looks like in a couple of weeks. I'll keep you guys posted and updated, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching.